Welcome back to Sin City Podcast with Vegas. Today I have my friend Shad, who's like a brother from another mother and a total pain in my ass, but I love him anyways. Shad, thank you for coming today.
No problem.
Today's a pretty special day too, so I'm really happy that you came. I know it's your dad Russell's birthday today.
hmm
Are you doing anything to celebrate that?
I haven't planned on doing anything. I'm just letting the day go how it goes. But yeah,
You doing okay?
I've been better,
Yeah.
but it's to be expected, you know.
Yeah, totally understandable. He
So
hasn't been gone without for very long.
yeah, November, end
No,
of
but
November.
November it'll be a year.
No, yeah, he passed away at the end of November.
Okay.
So yeah,
Well,
it's still kind of rough, but
I
you
will
know.
say I know this might seem a little dark and stormy, but my dad's been gone since I was 20 and I'm now
Mhm.
44. And Reggie's mom has been gone for about 3 years, and he keeps telling me things that like memories that pop up and stuff, and he still gets flooded. It doesn't get any easier. Like when we're losing a parent, it's always hard. It's always terrible.
Yeah, my my relationship with my dad was really deep for me because I'm adopted. So like he never had to be my dad, and that was never lost on me.
Hmm.
And this guy took a chance on a kid that he never had to from birth. Like I wasn't that old whenever he adopted me. So yeah, it's been a connection, a very loving connection that, for my entire life until last November. So it's just weird now. It's weird navigating grief and
Sobriety.
sobriety for sure. Grief and sobriety for sure.
So
But
I'm punks and recovery has probably
mhm.
come like done a really huge thing in your life, especially as of late. I know it's been a part of your life for how long?
I'm about 4.5 years sober this journey. I had 2.5 years of sobriety once before.
Has it really
Um,
been 4.5 years?
mhm.
Oh, I guess so, because it was right before Reggie and I got married. Oh my gosh, time goes by fast.
It's
Well,
it's
congratulations.
it's
That's
fleeting.
incredible. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
So tell us more about punk so people know more about that.
Punks in Recovery is a all-inclusive, all pathways recovery group that's Facebook based.
Hmm.
When I say all pathways, all recovery, I mean it's not just from alcohol or drugs. Gambling, sex, shopping. It doesn't really matter. You'll find a core group of people in there. It's kind of my special island of misfit toys.
I love that.
It's the societal outcasts, pretty much. Old punk rockers, skateboarders, BMXers.
You don't mean old addicts. You just mean because
Yeah,
a lot of people may think of an addict and just think of them as less than, and so you don't mean it that way. You mean just people who are outside the box, punk and
for sure. Yeah,
skateboarders, stuff like that.
yeah. It's not really your straight laced people, um, and maybe don't fit into typical recovery programs, right?
Yeah. What do you say typical? Do you mean AA
Yeah,
or?
you're AA, and we have that in there. Those fellowships are great, but they're not for everyone. So like you might have people who are doing Dharma recovery or
You said
whatever.
Dharma?
Yeah,
What?
yeah,
What's that?
like Buddhist based.
Oh, so okay,
Yeah,
that's kind of where my head went. I just wasn't sure.
yeah,
So what
yeah.
exactly does that entail?
I've never.
That's not your bag.
It's
That's
no,
something.
I've never been into it. One of my best friends, Damon. He's really
Damon's
big.
into that? That's
Yeah,
okay.
Damon been a practicing Buddhist for a while.
Oh, that's
Eh,
very interesting.
Yeah,
Well, I wouldn't know that, but I definitely didn't know that.
yeah. That's his realm. That's where he's found his way.
But what does it matter? So with punks in recovery, there's also like some anonymity in that as well, if you want to, because you
It's
said it's Facebook based,
hmm
Zoom and such. Did
hmm
Zoom start because of 2020, or is that just the way it's always been?
pretty much, yeah. When in-person meetings shut down during COVID, like everything kind of went to Zoom for a long time, and now a lot of it's stuck, which is really cool because I mean, we have a few meetings a week. Punks in Recovery does. We have on Sunday nights we have a speaker meeting, which somebody just comes in, shares their story, and
Hmm.
if you want to share how it relates to you or your week or whatever afterwards, you can. Monday nights we have a men's meeting, which is my favorite meeting of the week.
Hmm.
It's just guys being really raw and
Hmm.
open, um, kind of no bullshit, and it's that core group of guys is you mentioned, helping with my dad and everything through that, like, that group of brothers was I was able to lean into really heavily during those times. So Wednesday night we have a women's meeting.
Hmm.
Um, and Thursday nights we have like just a check-in.
How did you discover punks?
Through Damon. He was involved in it, and he turned me on to him. So yeah.
So if somebody watching wants to get involved and it's not like an AA thing, how would you describe punks in recovery to people and how could they get involved if they want to talk to people but not be recognized as an addict? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. So the easiest way, like I said, it's Facebook based. You
Mhm.
can find it. You can search up Punks in Recovery on there. Um, if someone doesn't invite you and you want to request to join, there's a small little questionnaire that you have to. It's just some basic questions that you have to answer before an admin will approve you, and then you can once you are approved, you can see the group. You can see the meeting schedules. You can reach out for help. You can just talk. You can just do whatever. um, we have people who find sponsors on there. It's very similar to a lot of sobriety groups. It's just kind of your outcasts.
What is your
Yeah.
sobriety like now compared to the 2.5 years prior to 4.5 years ago?
The 2.5 years prior, I didn't do anything to actually work on myself. I just white knuckled sobriety.
What about running? Was running part of it?
It was, but that's where it all went into. I
Mm,
still didn't really work on myself, and then uh, the thing about sobriety is life never stops stepping up to the plate. So if you're not working on the things that made you want to drink beforehand and you're just kind of ignoring them
mhm,
and throwing them into another avenue, when life steps back up or your ego comes back into play,
mhm.
it's usually kind of detrimental to that.
You
So
mentioned your ego. I remember after you and Stacy had gotten married,
mm,
I if memory serves me correctly, that's when I recall you were having like some champagne here and there, and then we'd all go to Sanka's. You'd have a beer here and there, and then right before the wedding is when things popped off for you and got kind of dark again.
well,
Like I think
actually,
you were, if I can speak for you, and correct me if I'm wrong, of course, but like maybe you thought that you could handle a beer here and there, and then is that where that was that like the bad news, like not for you?
absolutely. Yeah, you're pretty close. I
Okay.
actually broke my sobriety the night before our wedding.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, it was my, quote unquote bachelor party. I was out with my cousins and one of my best friends, and I had a drink for the first time. And
What'd you drink out of curiosity?
I had a beer at first, and then we ended up at the Verve, and I, right back into my bourbons.
Oh,
And
wow. That must
my
have felt
cousin had to pull me off the dance floor um, at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't understand why. I was pretty gone.
whiskey after 2.5 years would just blow your brain, I think.
Yeah, it's you pick up where you left off kind of thing.
It's just like that?
It's pretty much
Were you
like
just
that.
completely sick?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When he told me we had to leave, I was like, "Why?" And he goes, "Well, you gotta get married
I was gonna say, were you
tomorrow."
hungover at the wedding?
No,
I was
I
gonna
was
say, I've
hungover the
never.
morning. I went for a run that next morning, and it was pretty
What
bad.
the hell? Who runs after getting smashed on bourbon the night before?
My first year running, I was drunk.
But you're
So
also the guy I remember when Reggie and I were in Florida, you're also the guy who ran, what was it, the 100 miles?
I've ran 100 miles a few times.
Now, yes, but this was the first one that Reggie and I watched, and we were like cheering you on from Florida, and you were peeing out a kidney stone basically while running, and we were
Yeah.
like, "What the
That was
hell?"
my second attempt at 100 miles. I didn't finish that race. I went from first place to the hospital. Yeah, I passed a kidney stone during that race around
Yeah,
mile 35, something like that.
yeah, that happened.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Strange things happen when you're on those journeys.
Now, what else has happened to you on one of those runs?
Oh man, a lot of healing.
Recovery from that would be brutal, yeah?
You talking about the physical recovery?
Yes.
Um, it is, but it's not as difficult, I think, as the mental.
Well, how so?
You go through life in a day out there.
Really? So
So
you're just in your mind passing.
yeah, 100 miles on foot is a long
I
time.
can only imagine, and that's the
So
only way I would ever run 100 miles is in my imagination.
so it's you go through a lot, and if you haven't dealt with everything before you get out there, you're gonna deal with it
So
there.
is it therapeutic, which is can be
For
brutal?
me,
Yeah.
for
Are
sure.
you still running?
I just started running again about 6 months ago. Dad's death. So a year ago, almost a year ago to the date, I towed the line to what I thought was going to be my last 100-mile run.
Mhm.
Um, I only made that run. I only made 55 miles of that, and I I kind of tweaked my back a little bit around mile 40,
I remember.
and there wasn't really a big enough reward for me to push past that and risk more injury.
That's good.
And I really just didn't. I dropped at 55 miles. I had more than enough time to finish it. I just didn't want to walk 45 miles.
What are you
So
gonna do another one? Do you plan on doing another?
I wasn't going to. My dad got sick right after that, or we found out that he had cancer right after that. He was
Mhm.
already sick. But that knocked the wind out of my sails, and I didn't think that I wanted to run any long distances again, because to run that long, you have to have a carrot. And I was no longer running to anything or from anything.
What are your carrots now?
Well, that's kind of the thing. For me, physical fitness, being healthy mentally, spiritually, and physically, it all coincides with my
Definitely.
sobriety. Um, and I hadn't been running. I'm still doing my daily recovery work. I'm still going to meetings, still doing all those things. But when I'm not firing on all those cylinders, things kind of go sideways. So as I started running again about 6 weeks ago, um, I had this idea. My dad, he came to my first ultra that I ever ran back in 2015. I ran 50 miles, and he showed up like midday. And my dad was had a very weird way of saying like he loved you or he was proud of you or whatever. It was usually through very weird verbiage. Like he would just call me an idiot all the time. Like he'd be like, "Are you done running yet?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "You're an idiot," stuff like that. But that's how he. It's a weird way of how he said that he was
I can
proud of
relate
you.
to that, yeah.
Um, so his best friend that he met when he was in the Navy, one of his best friends, lives in Wisconsin, about 45 minutes or so away from this race called the Kettle Moraine 100 miler.
Say again?
Kettle Moraine.
Got it.
And it happens in June every year. It's a hard race to get into. It sells out pretty fast. But I want to do something hard um, for my dad and it just kind of honor him. And so yeah, that my plan is to train properly, but hard. Training properly is hard for me because I'm batshit crazy,
Yeah, you are.
and I have a tendency to push it. But I want to do it hard.
I
I want
would
to
have
do it
never
smart.
guessed the man who ran 100 miles with a kidney stone,
I didn't
you
run
know.
100 miles with a kidney
Okay,
stone.
55, I'm so sorry. My bad.
So,
That's
but yeah, my dad was a lifelong Green Bay Packers fan, and so I can't think of a better place to do this. I've got another one in me,
of
and to
course you
do it
do.
in his honor, close to one of his best friends, and in the state of his favorite football team. I can't think of a better way to do it. So that's my plan.
That's beautiful. I really love that for you. When is this happening?
It'll be June of next year if I get in. If I don't get into that one, then so the race that I did last year that I dropped out of, the Burning River 100, that's on his birthday weekend
Oh, wow.
every year.
What does it
So
take to get into this other one, the one in Wisconsin?
you just got to be quick on the registration.
Oh, you got this, dude.
Yeah,
You probably
it
signed up
sells
like a
out.
month ago,
So
didn't you?
no, it opens up at a specific time,
Are you
and
like online just like every day, just like
no, I think it opens up in December.
okay.
I've got it on my calendar. I don't remember exactly when it is, but I have reminders and stuff. So it's like it opens at like say like at 12:01 a.m.
I was just gonna say 12:01. That's
It's
so
it's a
funny.
weird thing, but it usually sells out within like a couple hours.
To
So
circle first of all, I think that Russell's probably I know he's, like, super proud. Like, that's amazing what you're doing. I think that not anybody can run like that and plus stay sober during all of the hardships that you go through, you know what I'm saying? Whenever you were drinking the first time, what made you stop?
the thing that opened my eyes was I was camping as my birthday weekend, and I used to have these big parties
Mhm.
um, at our family's cabin. And my uncle made moonshine at the time, which is like
That'll
was
do
my
it.
favorite thing. And but I woke up after day 3 to an empty gallon of moonshine.
And
It,
how many people partook in that empty gallon?
I was primarily the guy,
Holy
but
shit.
there was some people, there was definitely people taking clothes
Moonshine's
off
no, I
of
mean,
it.
they
So
call it white lightning for a reason.
yeah, well, I should have been dead a lot, and something about that, like looking at that empty jug, it's like
It was shocking.
I probably should like stop,
Yeah,
and so I did. I white knuckled it for a while.
and the second time with the 4.5, like, I know this story, but if you're comfortable telling your story,
No,
what
yeah, yeah,
happened?
I'm an open book with
For
it.
sure. So what happened the second time?
So this was, this was kind of like after COVID and things were opening back up.
Mhm.
And I had at the time, I had a very stressful job. I'd been drinking again for a while, and the problem with some people with me is I have a bad ego, um, and I think I can do things and have control over stuff. So when I started drinking again, I was like, I can run 100 miles. I've got control over things again. I can have a couple
Well, when you
beers.
started running, weren't you still drunk? The very
Yeah,
first time you started
the
running?
first year that I ran, I was still drunk.
So, I mean, it makes sense that you would think that you can continue to do that.
Yeah, so I had, it started, I was having a drink here, having a drink here, and then I graduated to having adult drinks. Like I wasn't just trying to drink all the beer or anything. I really liked high end bourbons and stuff. So I was drinking a lot of old fashions. I loved old fashions, and coming home from work, I'd have one to unwind. Then I have two, and then I was pretty much passing out drunk every night. So that led up to this last event, and I woke up that morning and there was just, I don't know, there was a little bit of craziness in me at the time. I went and had breakfast with a friend of mine, a really good friend of mine, and he's got a pretty good bourbon um, and whiskey cabinet. And I was putting bourbon in my coffee. And then I went and had lunch and had more bourbon.
Oh
And
my
then I
gosh.
went to dinner with my wife and my friend he happened to be there, and I'm, drinking double bourbons. And he looked at me. He's like, "You got that crazy look in your eye again." I was like, "Man, I don't know what you're talking about." I
Yeah.
was having a good day, right? Well, my friends in the band The Nerve were playing at the Verve that night, and it was the first rock and roll show back since everything opened up. And I went there. Um, and as I'm drinking, I've got this, like I said, my brain's a little bit crazy sometimes. It was just like, it was a perfect day. It was just like a good day. My friends are playing live rock and roll again. I'm having a good time. But there's this little voice that was like, "This would be a good day to die."
Oh my god.
And I was like, "Yep." And I mean, I hear these, coming from there's a lot more to my background than that. And usually, like those little fleeting voices and stuff, they don't even, it just,
They don't mean shit. They're just
no,
like, yeah,
but if I'm drunk, you know,
they kind of
you
linger.
get the right, the right variables to the equation, and this thing's going to happen again. And it's like, yeah, it would be. It's a great day. So I tried to take myself out with bourbon. And I thought,
That's one slow way to go, dude.
Not really. Not if you started early that morning."
Yeah.
Um, and so I didn't know my wife was still there. I told her to go home.
She was outside in the car
She
talking
was
to me.
outside in the car talking to you. Yep.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I was really compliant when she came in. She was like, "It's time to go home." I I don't remember a lot of that stuff. I just remember her saying, "Hey, it's time to go home," and I got in the car. I never got out of the car. She left me in the car.
What
Um,
did you do? What did you do? Did you say something? She's like,
no,
"You can sleep in the car, dick."
I just went. She just left me in there and left the garage door to the house open.
Was she
And
pissed?
no, I think she was scared
Oh,
because she's
okay.
seen that. She's seen this in me before.
You guys have been together forever.
Yeah. Um, and so like I somehow, I don't remember coming out of the car, but I woke up on the couch with like all my clothes on. Like I kind of fell over it, I guess.
Mhm.
And alcohol poisoning was pretty bad. And so I should have went to the hospital, but I didn't. I spent my time on our ceramic tile bathroom floor, at times just trying to remember how to breathe because
For like
I
3
was dying.
days you were on the floor, weren't you?
No, it was a day.
It was a day.
Yeah. And she had to go to work that day, and she didn't realize how, she didn't know any, like she didn't know the background of that, right?
Right.
Like, so when she came home that night, I had told her, she's like, "Hey, how you doing, Drunky Joe?" She just thought that I got really drunk, and I was like, "I tried to kill myself last night with bourbon," and she just looked at me and she didn't. And she's like, "Do you think you should talk to someone about that?" Probably, and I knew right then that I couldn't drink again because it's only going to be a matter of time before that scenario happens again,
Mhm.
right? Um, so yeah, I did something I didn't do the first go around, which is I reached out for help from people who I knew who were sober, who work honest programs, and who do things in a manner to create longevity in
Now, was
sobriety.
that when you discovered punks?
That is when I discovered punks.
Got it.
That's why, I reached out because Damon was involved with them at
Mhm.
the time. And um, I'm not outing Damon. Damon's a very outspoken, that's why I can say his
I
name.
was waiting for you to say it
Yeah,
because that's why I kinda was
yeah, he's
trepidatious.
he's been I've known Damon most of my entire life. He was one of my brother's best friends.
He's a mentor to a lot of people, from what I've
Now, which is really strange.
gathered.
It's really strange that either one of us have people who reach out to us for help because we've caused a lot of turmoil
Yeah.
because of being drunk.
Yeah, yeah.
And
The thing is, if I may say so, like, I think the reason like, I don't listen to people about certain things unless they walked a mile in my shoes. So even though you guys are like actual punks in real life, you guys have people can talk to you guys because they know that you've been there and you've done that. Like if I don't feel understood, I'm not going to open up to you and tell you things. Like
yeah,
there's very few people I would talk to about when my fiance died and I was doing heroin until I woke up on the bathroom floor one day and I was like, "Mom, if you don't pick me up, you're going to bury me too," because my fiance had just been killed and I was doing heroin to cover everything, drinking coke, all of the things. And I can't talk about that to anybody. I say that now on this forum because, like I am with my mental health and depression, I want people to know that they're not alone. It's important to know that you can talk to me if you want to. People can come to you. People can go to punks. Like, if you want to talk to someone who's been there and done that, pull up a chair next to me, pull up a chair next to Shad, Damon, whomever else has been there. But I just don't feel, I feel like people come to you guys and tell you this stuff because they know that you know what they're going through. Otherwise, who the fuck are you to tell me about my life if you never walked a mile in my
yeah.
shoes? So I think that's why people, and you guys are really good to talk to.
Well, and that's what you find out a lot is in the rooms of sobriety. That's how that goes,
Hmm.
because it's all walks of life.
Yeah,
It's not just the homeless guy on the street
it's
struggling.
really not.
It's everybody, man. If you spend enough time in the rooms, you'll meet every walk of life because everybody struggles.
It's true. This is
Everybody struggles. Life never stops getting lifey for anybody.
no, for real. And like on Facebook, everybody, like, I am totally guilty of this, except for on my private page. Like, my life is great, but behind closed doors, my life is normal, just like everybody else's.
Hmm.
But I don't. It's just, it's like a trust thing. I think everybody puts their best foot forward on Facebook. Everything's grandiose and perfect, but like not a lot of people know. I don't think anybody I know really knows about me being on a bathroom floor that like, totally like a movie, needle in my arm, in a pool of my own vomit, calling my mom, "If you don't pick me up, I'm going to die."
Yeah,
And we left everything in the apartment, all the furniture, everything. I moved back home. I was detoxing off of pills, off of heroin, cocaine, alcohol, everything. And my mom was the only one who got me out of that. I should have been in a hospital as well. And I look back on that, it's like and I've not touched any of that shit. Well, I still love my wine, I drink, but like I will never do that ever again. Like that is the scariest moment of my life. I was in my 20s. That's all it took for me. And just like
yeah,
seeing that empty bottle of moon, seeing, that demon, that monkey on your back. This would be a good way to die. That's totally a demon. That's totally a monkey on your back being like, because it was such a beautiful day. You're like, oh, why not go out today?
yeah.
At least I got to live this day. So I think that's a good thing that you found that and that people can talk to you outside of punks too, which I'm sure they do. I know that I have.
Well, and that's one of the reasons why I'm so open about it.
Yeah, I think it's important to be open about it.
And I'm very honest about how sobriety is because it's not a good time all the time. Like sobriety is not this. It's not always pink rainbows. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's not that because, like I said, life never stops getting
You
lifey.
have to feel your feelings and actually you can't numb
Well,
them.
that's the sucky part about it. There's a saying that says the best part about sobriety is you get your feelings back. The worst part about sobriety is you get your
Your
feelings
feelings,
back
that makes
because you're
sense.
numbing a lot of that. And I was just talking to a really good buddy of mine about this over the weekend. Um, And he's another cat that, very sober and had a very crazy life, right? And he's a healthy guy now. Went and he was racing bicycles and
That's
stuff.
awesome.
And we were talking about that stuff, and it sucks. It's hard. It's really hard because we're used to checking out. You don't want to feel that stuff. Today I do. Today I want to feel that stuff. I laid in bed this morning when I got off work trying to figure out how to write about my dad and being honest about it.
It was beautiful what you put.
And I cry. I cry a lot. I cry a lot about a lot of things, but it's not always a good time. It's not. To for anybody to say like, "Oh yeah, sobriety is just the best feelings ever all the time." It's not.
It may have changed
But
you.
it's way better than my best day drunk. My worst day sober is better than my best day drunk.
That's well put. I love that.
So, and it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to deal with feelings than it is to deal with a hangover. I'm
Okay, I
I
like
I'm
that.
I'm very serious about that.
No, that's true. I do. But I have to like even to this day. I haven't had cocktails in like probably I don't know a month. And I don't. I have no. I'm not sitting here telling you that I'm going to be in punks and I want to be sober and stuff like that. I have no intentions of giving up my wine. However, it got to the point for the last 5 years where I knew I needed to dial it back because first of all, for a girl, I can say the weight gain was really a bummer. That all that sugar, feeling like shit the next day. I've got things to do. I'm a freaking mother. I love my life. Things are so good. Like I just like why there's nothing to hide from. And now it's like what does this say? I'm kind of veering off subject here. So it's like someone said it.
This is just a conversation. There's no
I
subject.
know.
We don't have to
Yeah,
say
it's
it.
just
It's
you and
just a
me, dude.
conversation.
It's like maybe you can help me with this thing. It was something along the lines like don't drink to have fun. Drink because no, that's fucking way it's way off. Do you know drink
I
because it's
don't.
fun. I'm trying there's a saying. It'll hit me like Tourette's and like as soon as you leave and I'll just text it to you. But yeah,
Yeah.
something along those lines. Anyway, my point is I've made a lifestyle change. I love my I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I know it's Indiana. I love my edibles. They help me.
It's fine.
I love my lavender martinis on vacation. I haven't had wine in quite some time, and I kinda like it that way. I like it that way, but being completely sober, I think that's kind of like the gangster thing to do, honestly. That's
It's
gotta
pretty
be
punk
hard.
rock in today's society.
It truly 100% is. Let's be honest, that's the real punk rock life.
Mhm.
Completely sober, that is for real punk rock. That's amazing.
I mean,
That's badass.
I still have I think we all still have vices. Like, I've always loved coffee. I mean, I've
What
got one right here.
what
So,
is the
like,
correlation between sobriety and dope ass coffee?
it's
Reggie's all about the bougie coffee.
it's I don't know if it's about bougie coffee, but, like, there's always coffee in meeting rooms. There's always because like, you get nervous, you kinda wanna drink, you kinda wanna have something.
Have something in your
So
hand.
having coffee is something that's a strong substitute.
Okay.
For me anyways, but I just like coffee,
Mhm.
right? But I also have never been the guy that sleeps a whole hell of a lot,
No,
so
you're freaking what, 2 minutes of sleep and you're fine. Like, what time did you go to bed this morning?
I fell asleep about 9:30.
Okay. Thank you for coming.
Yeah,
That's like I don't know how you do that. And do you have to work this evening?
yeah, I worked at
Extra thank you for coming and
yeah,
taking the time out of
it's fine,
your
man.
morning to be
It's
here.
fine.
That's crazy.
It's but I just, you know, I have an issue with sugar,
Mhm.
um, and I try to be mindful of that, so which sucks for my wife because she likes to have sweets around the house, but, like, if she has ice cream in the freezer, I'm going to eat
You're gonna
all of it.
smash it.
I'm
I'm
going
gonna
to eat
kick
all of
your
it.
ass, dude. You can't eat a woman's ice
I
cream.
will. I will eat it
Stop.
all. I will if they're like, I don't
Get some
even
ice cream in the garage freezer, dude.
I will still eat it. I can't have it there.
That's
I
funny.
can't have it. I can't my mother-in-law is like, she's the sweetest person and knows that I love pies and will make me all these pies, and I have to, like, go, "I can't have these."
Reggie will eat a whole ass pie.
Yeah,
How
I
do you
will
guys
too.
it's not fair. Let me tell you what's not fair about you and Reggie. You guys can eat a whole ass pie and be all slender. If Stacy and I eat a pie, we will, like, feel like balloons, we'll hate ourselves for, like, a
I
week.
also feel like a balloon and hate myself. I don't like it. I don't like that because now I know that when I go run, like, I'm not getting anything from it. I'm just trying to get rid of it. But I feel like shit after it's no different than me drinking, right?
It's guilty. Like, the sugar is, like, it's
I will
guilt.
use I will use sugar like I used alcohol.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, is it because there's so much sugar in alcohol?
It's because it makes me feel good.
You're right.
No, I'm serious. It makes me feel good.
Well,
I
ice cream makes everybody feel good, that's true.
Yeah, but you don't have to eat a half a gallon of it. Just
Don't
like
you
you
know? I
just
mean,
like you
that's
don't have to drink all the bourbon, right?
yeah, well, that's true, yeah.
You know, it's when you're an addict and, you know, there's certain things that just make me feel good, and I want all of those things. I don't have an off switch.
It's funny
So
that
I have to be very mindful of that.
yeah, you don't have an off switch.
Mm-mm.
No, that's true. I have noticed though, even though I haven't had cocktails in it's only been like a month or 2, I've just not been in the mood for it. I'm not as I don't have a sweet tooth, but I will go to Ritter's with Gracie to take her, and now all of a sudden I'm getting myself these medium glaciers with
Mhm.
the chocolate chips and all of the good things. So it's like, okay, I'm replacing one sugar with another sugar. It's like, why not just have the glass of wine? Well, it's because I don't want to feel like shit in the morning. I got shit to do. I'm getting back into my miles every morning. The
That's good.
yeah, ever since I saw Caitlin Clark, it's not because of Caitlin Clark, even though she's the greatest, and I probably will fit that into every show until she's sitting right there. But no, ever since I told myself I wanna feel better, you know, because with all the drama that went on for the last 5 years that only a few people know about, I'll keep that one for myself and that, you know, I don't want to I don't I don't know. I just things are so good, I don't wanna drink. It's just all there is to it. I'm not drowning anything is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, that's good awareness to have.
Yeah.
It's very good. I mean, that's kind of how this stuff all starts, right?
Yeah, it
Like,
really does.
it just starts with this, like, a question of why,
Yeah.
right? And there's no right or wrong answer to it. It's every there are people there are people who can drink responsibly. They can have a there are people who can do that, right?
That's the goal because I don't wanna quit drinking, but I
I'm
would
not
like to
that
have a
person.
cocktail here and there and call it a
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
I don't think anything's bad. If you shoot heroin twice a year, you don't have a problem with heroin,
Yeah,
right?
I don't know about that, dude.
But I mean, it's there's nothing bad. It's just people can take it. You can take anything and make it bad. There's people who shop, do the same thing. Like they get that
Well,
dopamine
it's
hit.
that dopamine hit,
They
exactly,
get from
like the
shopping.
likes, that's why Facebook is so fucking toxic, dude, like, because it's like you want those likes. Like, being like, any kind of social media, as hypocritical as it is for me to say, is toxic to an extent, because if you don't get that like, if you don't get that subscriber, it's like, "What did I do? What did I do? What did I do wrong? Is it me?" You know what I mean? Like, you're always that constant what's the word I'm looking for where you want praised, I
Yeah,
guess?
and
It's
and you get offended if you're not.
I do, and being sensitive and hot-headed like I am, Reggie doesn't he's like, "Don't call yourself hot-headed." Dude, I'm Irish. I'm, like, hella Irish. I'm
Yeah,
hot-headed. Plus, I'm a woman and me.
yeah. That's you know that's another thing that I have to like. I really regulate what I do on social media. Um, I don't typically respond to comments. I don't really peruse social media like I used to.
That's good.
Marketplace. I love Marketplace because I find weird stuff on there
Like
oftentimes.
what? What's the weirdest thing
I
you ever
don't
found?
know.
What are
Uh,
you even looking for on Marketplace?
It doesn't matter. It does like old El Caminos and it's mostly
Oh,
like
dude, if you ever get an El Camino, I want
it's mostly
to
like
drive it.
motorcycles and you know old cars and just weird just weird old stuff. Like I don't even know why I look for it because I'm not gonna buy 99% of the shit that I look for on
It's
there.
window shopping, it's
But
fine.
I love to like I just take trip down memory lane, man. I'm old now. Like
That's true.
I mean, I'm gonna be 50 in a couple weeks, and it's I shouldn't have ever made it to 50. I don't know how the hell I'm alive. I
50
don't
is
know.
the magic number this year. What are you gonna do for your 50th?
I'm gonna go have breakfast with my daughter when I get off work,
Oh, that's nice.
and I'm gonna hug my wife when she comes home from work,
Mhm.
and then I'm gonna go to work. I'll probably run in there somewhere.
You would.
I have to.
How many miles do you do a day?
I don't do it a day. I try to shoot for when I leave. I want at least five.
That's my most. I think that's pretty cool.
That's where I like to I've gotta I haven't really ran in like a year, so I have to reestablish a good base again before I start getting into heavy training for the 100 miles. Um, so, you know, I try to keep it about 30 miles a week, somewhere in that area. And it's just enough to help me sleep. It's enough to I feel good. I've lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, you look good.
I gained a lot of weight when dad got sick. Because I you know, I just took care of him. I quit my job. Um, and I lived off of shitty there was a Domino's by his house when he got sent home on hospice, you know, just eating Domino's like all the time
Yeah,
because
that'll kill you really
he
quick.
didn't want to eat. I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting with dad
Yeah.
and not being active. I'm not doing anything. And when you've been I started running in 2013. So I'm used to
go, 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 go,
I'm
go,
used
go,
to a
go.
lot of calories, right? And
But if you're not burning them.
if you're not burning it, your body still wants them. So I've gained probably 20, 25 pounds
You did?
during that. Oh yeah. Yeah. And I've lost a good chunk of it. Just by being mindful about when and what I'm putting in my body and exercising again and all of those things. So yeah, I got to get that foundation, a solid foundation built back up again, and then start heavy training probably winter time.
Running is pretty life-changing. I started doing it in 2017. I was just upset over Reggie. I don't know if we had broken up or I don't remember what it was, but I never ran in my life. I was always that person's like, if the zombie's chasing me, then I'll run. Other than that, I have no desire to do
I
that
love
shit
that. I love that kind of
at
sayings,
all.
but people who say that shit, they're not going to run very far
Yeah.
because they haven't had any. This cardio doesn't just come from adrenaline. Like it'll
No
last for a
shit.
block, but
Yeah. And then you die. It's like, no, I started running in 2017, and what I would do is walk, run, walk, run, walk, run.
Mhm.
And then I've been doing it off and on ever since. We Running is very therapeutic. I totally get what you love about it. Whenever you took me for that run, um, when I was dealing with the indie shit,
Mhm.
you had me running like until my soul left my body, dude. But it felt so good because you were pushing me, go, 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 that drill sergeant that I needed. And like once we got to the end, I thought my legs were going to just fall out from underneath me, and I just fell on your lap, bawling. And I just screamed at the end of it, just let it all out, like let that demon out, like that anger and frustration of just being like held down and muzzled by that person. And so it was so fucking therapeutic. Like I totally get the running thing.
So what you just explained there when you asked me about like the recovery from a 100 miler,
Hmm.
that was 5 miles, 5 or 6 miles that day,
Yeah.
right? When I was talking about if you haven't dealt with stuff, you're going to deal with it out there.
Oh,
It's the same thing.
that's what's up. That's true. So that makes sense. That put everything in his because I had to face it, and you made me see it and like face it and like talk about it. And I'm first of all, here's something funny. You're talking the whole time we're running 6 miles. I'm dying to get air, and you're like talking, talking. I'm like, ah, I'm fucking dying. And then at the end, I was just like, ah, like I screamed. It was almost like a exorcism. It was just so beautiful and gruesome, at the same time.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I get what you mean by that then, because you have to face it. You're in your head.
Yeah, you don't have anywhere for it to go. And
That's
then once
true.
you become so fatigued, all your emotions become on surface level and you just have to deal with things.
And you run through that anger and you run through the pain, and then like because that's okay.
I don't really, that's a great thing about, you know, for me today working an honest program in sobrieties, I'm not really angry anymore. I haven't been angry for a long time. I get sad,
Hmm.
but I don't really get angry. I get frustrated,
Oh, for sure.
but anger is something that I just don't really have much in me anymore. I have 4 daily affirmations that I write down and I say, and it's I am calm, I am centered, I am at peace, I am the pause.
I am the pause.
Hmm.
What does that mean?
That I will stop before reacting.
I like that.
That I don't have to react to things. I can just pause.
Okay, I'm gonna read that book because I'm very reactive, whatever.
Yeah, I wasn't always the guy you're talking to today. We've been friends for a long time, and
Hmm.
you've seen some pretty crazy transformations with
Hmm.
me in my life. I'm not the guy that you met.
No.
Um, I'm not the guy that I was. I'm not the guy that I was last summer.
Hmm.
This is a new change because with the, the the death of my father,
For
like
sure.
there's a new guy here. I don't know this person. I'm
Are you proud
figuring.
of this person
I'm proud that I'm here. I'm a very sad guy these days.
because of your father?
Yeah,
For
yeah,
sure.
yeah. But it's not. It's not sad in like um in a way that uh is bad.
Hmm.
I'm just grieving, right?
Hmm.
And I look at grieving as just love with nowhere to go, right? So like I said, this guy took a chance on a kid that he didn't have to, and he never wavered in that. My dad was like the most solid guy ever, in his own. It's so fucking weird how I don't like it when people don't change, right? Like I think change is a very great thing
I
because
do
if you don't,
too.
you're just
You want to
stagnant,
evolve, don't
right?
you? Yeah.
My dad was the same person his entire life,
Well, how do you
right?
make it look so good then?
The consistency.
Okay, that's
Because he
fair.
wasn't he wasn't an asshole. He was,
Just a good dude.
he was just a really solid guy. I mean, if you would think he was just an angry person most of the time because he loved to yell and all this
So
stuff,
that's
but
where you get it from.
sort of, yeah, yeah. But he's just was just the most solid guy, and he would give the shirt off his back and do anything for anybody that he loved, and he'd protect them.
What would you say that you learned from your dad the most?
There's a lot there. The
Hmm,
the biggest thing is love,
that's a beautiful thing.
but being able to say it. He he
Oh, what do you mean?
he would. My dad was an old school guy that was raised from a guy that was in World War II.
And so he called you an idiot? That's how you knew he loved you. I
His
I get that
his
though.
terms of endearment were if you didn't know him, you didn't understand it. So,
Yeah.
uh, he was never going to just like hug you and be like, "I love you." I'd be like, "Love you, daddy." Go, "Yeah." you know, he was
But
just
that yeah was so full.
yeah. So this was a funny story. And this word might offend some people, but this was just my dad. When I introduced Stacy to my dad for the first time,
Oh god, this will be
I
good.
said, "Okay, there's some things you need to know about my dad. He's not like most people. He's not going to be politically correct. He's not, but he doesn't mean any harm by anything,
Right.
right?" I go, "If he calls you a bitch, he likes. Listen,
Oh
I go, if he calls
shit.
you a bitch, he likes you.
Oh my
If he
god.
doesn't talk to you or calls you a cunt, he doesn't like you." And she just like doesn't know what to think
What
about
do
any of
you
this.
do with that information?
Well, then, like after the second time of going around him, he called me a bitch.
Oh my
He called me a bitch. I was like, "You're in."
how did he say it? Like, how does he say it to make it like,
He just calls
"You
you,
crazy bitch"? Like,
yeah,
how
or
is it?
dumb bitch or something like
Oh
that,
my
or simple. But
god.
it's my dad was a wild guy, man. He was one of one.
Yeah,
Um, but he was like the most authentic dude there was. Like you never got a version of him that wasn't real.
real, just very genuine, authentic. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
and he
Yeah.
was just consider. I mean, always a cool cigarette, always a Budweiser, always going to be around some kind of sports
What kind of
playing.
sports?
If
What
it
was his favorite? Green Bay Packers, obviously.
Green Pack, if it had a ball, it
Okay.
just had to be a sport, man.
What about baseball? I need to know what team he was for.
Yankees,
Okay, that's fair.
Yankees,
Yeah.
his entire life.
I mean, even though I'm a Cardinals fan, when you think of baseball, you think of the Yankees. They are kind of the epitome of baseball. Like they
Yeah, he
are
was a Yankees guy, Boston Celtics, basketball,
that's good stuff.
Packers, IU, everything.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I think one of his most proud moments as a grandparent, as anything probably, is when my daughter got accepted to IU.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like he was pretty, like that was his place, man.
Did he go did he actually get to go to, like, games at IU?
No, no, I went to games with him at IU, but he never went when
Oh,
Haley
when
was
Haley was
there.
there? Okay.
Mm-mm. No. So I've got a brother and sister. My dad got remarried about the time I started having kids, and I've
Mhm.
got a brother and sister that are the same age as my children. So at the time my daughter was going to college, my brother and sister were in high school and going through all their sports, and so my dad was really,
That's kinda
super.
fun.
Yeah, he got to. It's.
Oh,
I was
god.
when I was going through all my dad's stuff. Um, he kept a lot of letters and a lot of cards, and like he kept every card that I ever got for
So
him.
you're a sentimental dude. That screams love.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
that's what I say. He says it in like ways
yeah.
that, but
In
he
beautiful ways,
I
though.
there
Minus
was
the bitch part. That's just hysterical. Oh my god.
he when he was in the Navy, he wrote a letter to my grandmother, to his mom, and I was probably about a year old, I guess, at the time, and I remember reading these words in there where it said, "What do you think about Shad? He's going to be a hell of an athlete if I have anything to do with it." And what's funny is like he saw that in me, but he never saw it wasn't in the way that he thought it was. Because my dad played basketball, he played football, he played all of these things, right?
Mhm.
I mean, hell, the weekends when I was growing up, they were at softball fields because he was playing co-ed or men's league softball, like on the weekend. He's always doing something, bowling, always doing
So
something.
that's where you get the "I can't stop" thing, like, just
Yeah,
go, 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 go. That's cool.
I mean, my dad had all of his stomach muscles visible until he was in his like mid 40s, almost 50. Like he
Really?
was, yeah, man, he was just
Ripped.
yeah, he was he was just a strong dude. And
Didn't he have
you
this,
know,
like, epic mustache too?
he
Like
had a mustache for a long time, then it just went to a beard. Uh, but yeah, he wanted an athletic kid, like, but he thought it was gonna be like basketball and stuff like that. And here I am, the
ultra
skateboarder.
runner,
I'm the
skateboarder.
skateboarder and runner dude, right? And but then my brother and sister are, were the athletes, like
Yeah.
the typical athletes. So he was going through that stuff when my daughter was in in college, and it's
So you get
really
the best of
cool.
both
He
worlds.
got to experience it all, man. He got to experience it all. Like, so the only trophy that I ever got as a kid, because I didn't play traditional. I mean, I played basketball and stuff like that. I was in a skateboard contest back in, I don't remember when it was, 89, 90, something like that, at Fairbanks Park.
So you were what, 14, 15?
Yeah, something like that. I don't remember. I've got the
No,
trophy home, but I
I'm
never.
just calling you old 'cause
I am old, dude. I'm gonna be 50 in like in 2 weeks. Um, but I came home with that trophy,
Yeah.
and I was really proud of it because like skateboarding was something that I lived up until a few years ago. I've done
You
it
don't skateboard anymore?
I haven't since my last hand surgery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
Was
lost.
your hand surgery because of skateboarding?
Yeah, yeah,
You fell, I assume?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I've got all cadaver ligaments and stuff in here now. But
You're a zombie.
yeah, but I lost a lot of things that I love as much as skateboarding for a while. Like I couldn't ride motorcycles. I couldn't pick up my grandkids.
Ooh, that's
I
brutal.
I couldn't do a lot of things. I have a hard time shooting archery. And as much as I love skateboarding, I love these things
Mhm.
a lot
Well, you
more.
can do those and well, actually, you can skateboard until the end of time too, but I understand.
Yeah,
You're still hunting, yes?
yeah,
Is
yeah.
it a hunting season right now of any sort?
No,
Because I don't know anything.
no.
I just get the benefits of eating it. I don't know
Yeah,
when
no.
it gets shot or
The fall.
arrowed up or whatever you wanna call it. I have no idea.
But yeah, I came home with that trophy, and my dad just took it from me. He goes, "This is mine,"
Aw.
and he put it. It was on his mantle or on his TV. I never got it back until he passed away.
Where is it now?
It's sitting on right beside my mantle in my house. I've got like a bookshelf area, but I never got to have that because that was like,
That's your dad's. You won that. You got that. He's gonna take it.
yeah, he took it from me.
It's
And it was
obviously because
it
he was
was
so
weird
proud.
it was weird taking it, yeah. I didn't have any of the other trophies, like,
Yeah.
my brother Jacob, he's got, like, all these trophies, and Chelsea's got all these trophies, like, my dad had a skateboard trophy.
That's awesome, though.
But, yeah, it was weird. That was probably, like, the weirdest thing taken from his house, was because that was never mine, you
That's a good
know?
thing to get passed down, though. What are you gonna do with it?
It's just gonna sit right there.
It's gonna stay there for the end of time. Then you're gonna give it to Haley?
No, I'm sure Brennan will take it.
Okay.
Brennan's my skateboarder kid.
How's he doing?
He's doing.
He's doing alright?
Yeah, he's navigating life,
Alright.
you know? So
He's a dad. He's a daddy.
for sure. Yeah, all other than Dakota and Eli, Dakota's there. Him and his wife's trying to adopt her cousin right now, but Eli's in college. So yeah, I mean, I've got an
You've
entire,
got a gaggle.
I've got a lot of grandkids.
I'm planning on having Dakota on here sometime soon too.
Yeah,
Yeah, get him to talking. Tell the story, and Stacy's gonna kill me, but that's okay. Tell the story about when you and Stacy, the first night you guys spent together, and how this is such a how she. Well, you just tell it because I don't want. If I say
I'm
anything,
not really sure what you're talking
if
about.
I say anything, I'm afraid that I'm gonna tell the whole plot. The first time you and Stacy spent the night together, and she wanted you to leave the next morning.
Oh yeah,
I'm dead.
because
Remember this date and make sure that Gracie gets my fan because I'm gonna be dead meat after this.
yeah, so because women don't poop,
This is
and
true. This is a true story.
and so that's what this story is that she needed to go to the bathroom, and I was lingering, and she was like, "Don't you need to leave?" And me being the
Spunk.
product of my dad, who is just very no bullshit,
Yeah, yeah,
I was
for
like, "What
sure.
do you got, poop?" And she just looked at me with these big eyes, and I just laughed and
You're like,
left.
go.
Yeah.
When Reggie lived here, like when we first got together, we were just friends. Remember that first year we were just friends?
You guys have never been just friends.
Well, that thank you. That is true. I always tell the story about how the first time I told him I loved him after your wedding, May 6th, I told him I loved him, and then he moved out the next morning. That's the joke that we tell. Even Gracie is in on it. It's so funny. But like that first year he was here, and we've only got one bathroom in the house, I would go to the salon to go to the bathroom because I was like, he doesn't need to know that these things happen. And it just girls don't do that.
Yeah, yeah, it's
It took me a long time. I would send him out for Slurpees. I would send him out on any errand I can think of so I can go to the bathroom. And then finally the cramps just got so bad. I'm just like, look, I'm human. So now it's just like turn on the faucet and no, leave me the fuck alone for like 5 minutes, go away. And now everybody knows. So that's awesome.
yeah,
How do
yeah.
you like the new job?
It's familiar.
I'm so glad that you left the other place because I know that you're totally miserable, dude. I hate that.
Well, so things run their course, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm very grateful for that first career that I had. I had 20, 21 years in the flat rolled steel industry
Mm-hmm.
and provided a great living. Was able to, because of the place, I was able to just walk away at 47 years old and do what I wanted to do. And not worry about the financial part of it. So
Mm-hmm.
that was really cool. Um, I didn't expect to be living in Indiana still. Like the goal was to move to the mountains.
Have you not done that because of the fam?
So after my father passed away, Stacy and I had a very serious talk because her parents are also up there in age, and she was just like, "I don't want to leave now," which I get,
Yeah.
totally get. She would. That woman is. I don't deserve to have the support that I get from her. Um, and her saying those things, I get it because like if I would have been anywhere when my got the news of my dad, life would have dropped there just like it dropped here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I understand that, and we might, the mountains of North Georgia is what I love.
Okay.
That's where I want to be at.
Oh, the mountains are beautiful. Yeah.
But it's one of the places that like I feel like my soul is free and alive. And
Yeah.
I don't know why it's those mountains. I love the Rocky Mountain West. It's different types. It's just the mountains of North Georgia they're just rugged and they're steep and they're not beautiful.
They're not beautiful?
You don't
They're not like
there's no majestic views and stuff like that like out
oh,
west. I
okay.
mean, you're like it's just so thick.
It could like, since I've never been to Georgia, could you compare that to, like, maybe a Tennessee kind of like
It's the
they're
same.
it's the
It's
same?
Appalachian Mountains.
Okay, gotcha.
So, I mean, it's kind of the same.
It's beautiful.
So,
It's equally beautiful and terrifying, those
but
Appalachian mountains.
I love that area, and it's where I go. I go there area a few times a year.
What would be like your specific dream? Like, you're sitting on your porch having your coffee, what do you see in the perfect world?
I don't.
You don't?
I don't think about
You
that.
don't pipe dream? You're not a dreamer?
I am, but like I don't get hung up on that kind of stuff because that can cause depression in me.
I can see
Because
how that can definitely be a catalyst to depression, actually, because if you're sitting there and dreaming of the place you wanna be while you're somewhere that you're not in the dream, does that make sense?
I
I
want to
can
be
see
where
how
my
that would
feet are.
I think you know what? I'm gonna remember that, actually, because you know how we feel about being, like, where we wanna be in other places,
Yeah.
and it's just, like, be happy where you're at. I
Yeah,
think that's
I've got
important.
man, I've got a great family. We have
Yeah.
my wife and I have a beautiful home. I've
Mhm.
got a job that I don't hate.
Yeah.
You know, um, I don't dislike where I'm at,
I
and
d
I know that location doesn't change anything, right? Like
Mhm.
no matter where you go, there you are, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like if you don't have the right headspace, I could move anywhere, but if my headspace isn't right, it's gonna be just like it was bad wherever I was at
You'll just
before.
take that monkey on your back everywhere you go.
Yeah,
I've been trying to relay that to Reggie lately about how I'm happy we're getting ready to move into a new house on the east side. Everything like the podcast has been really wonderful. Desert Soul's doing pretty well. Just very
congratulations to that, by the way.
thanks.
Like that,
Oh, thank you.
not to interrupt you, but
No, I mean we
taking
could talk about me. I'm okay with
anytime
that.
you take a leap of faith, right, and you bet on yourself, that's a big deal.
It's thank you. Thanks. That means a lot. Honestly, that means a lot coming from you.
I mean, you still suck, but that part
You're
of it's
such a
really cool.
dick. Yeah, I knew you were gonna ruin it, dude. I mean, leave it to you. Like, I knew as soon as I made that post about not liking the thumbs up emoji, I swear to God, I told Reggie, I was like, this motherfucker's gonna put a thumbs up. 5 minutes. I'm like, "God, I just wanted to middle finger you so bad." But no, I'm really happy right now, like, things are pretty good. That's been I think you'll know what I mean when I say this. It's this summer has been very peaceful, and you know what it took for me to have peace.
Yeah.
And it's been very peaceful, and I've been afraid to say that out loud because I'm afraid to lose it. But my friend Tisha, you might know Tisha, everybody does. Um, she's like, "Don't be afraid." She's like, "Don't bring the negative energy to the positive place that you're in." She's like, "Just be grateful for it." And so I thank God every single morning that I wake up and I don't dread of putting my feet on the ground.
Yeah.
Because that is like that caused the worst depression I've ever been in. It was 5 fucking years of depression. 5 fucking years of crawling into, like, every bottle of wine I could find. I don't want to be that person. That's not who I am. I'm a bubbly nerd. I mean, you knew me prior to that. I've always been a dork. And I feel like my peaceful, dorky, free-spirited self is, like, coming back. And the more I just appreciate and thank God for it, the more I feel safe in it.
Yeah. Gratitude's a big thing.
It really is.
There's back to like the daily affirmations thing. Another thing that I do is I have 10 items. Like I got a gratitude journal. I've got a
Mhm.
bunch of different journals, but one of them's a gratitude journal. And it's every day. It's 10 things that I'm grateful for.
I like that.
Um, and it's not things. It's
Mhm.
usually not.
Stuff is not important.
It's not usually things. It's a lot like here lately. It's been I'm hummingbirds bring me a lot of peace. Like
Oh yeah.
I've had hummingbird feeders since we bought this house, but like I really enjoy watching the hummingbirds. Like that's something I'm grateful
Those
for.
are big
I'm
deal.
grateful. Like I love it when I'm done with my yard work and how good my yard works because I take a lot of pride in that. I'm nobody from nowhere and I come from nothing,
Mhm.
right? So like everything I've got,
I'm
I've
proud of
earned
you.
with
Earned it.
I've earned with sweat equity, you
Yeah.
know. So I have a lot of pride in that. As something that my grandfather always instilled in me is like, it doesn't matter if you have shit, make that the best piece of shit that you have.
Yes.
Um, so I love how that looks. I take a lot of time to make sure things look good, not for anybody else,
Just for yourself.
just because I like how it is.
Yeah.
And
It's not about what anybody else thinks. It's about what
I
makes you
just
happy.
there's a lot of things like that. Like I'm grateful for hot coffee.
Mhm.
I'm grateful for the food that my wife makes me.
Mhm.
I'm grateful for a lot of these things, but it's not a lot of tangible items,
That stuff
like
is
my
so
truck, things like that. I don't give a shit about that. Like I
yeah.
love motorcycles, but my motorcycle that I have right now, it could be a different motorcycle. I wouldn't care.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
feeling that I get when I'm on a motorcycle,
That's totally
that's
different.
what I love.
I
If it's
think
got two wheels, I'm happy on it.
did you get aren't you selling your Harley? Are you looking for a new one?
I bought a new one.
You did buy a new
Well, actually, Stacy found this one. Yeah, a few months back. I sold my other one when my dad got sick.
one? Okay.
So
Well, congratulations on the new bike. I know that's fun. Didn't Stacey just take her isn't that her new profile picture is the one with you guys on the bike? Is that the new bike?
that was the day that I bought it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, since I'm so glad that you came today, even though you're a big pain in my ass, but like on the before we wrap it up, how can you want to tell people one more time if anybody has an addiction and they want help and they want to seek help and there's a quiet private way to talk about punks and recovery, how could they get into that? How can they
Well,
find it?
it doesn't have to be just puncture recovery.
Okay.
If you think if you have an inkling that you might have an issue and you want to try to get help, just reach out to anybody.
Just saying it out loud is the first
Just
thing, yeah.
admitting it to yourself and to another person. That's a big thing, right?
I would imagine, yeah.
Um, just don't be scared. It is scary, but the love that you get from the people who want to see you better for no other reason than to see you better. You'll be amazed at what that is.
And you won't feel alone, which is so important.
That's, they say that the opposite of addiction is connection.
You have
So,
all kinds of wisdom
dude,
today.
it's all shit that I learned in these rooms.
Damn. That's good. Do you write this stuff down?
No, you hear these things, and if you're really serious about this stuff, it just stays.
Yeah.
It just stays.
No, that was really good.
Hmm.
Well, thank you for coming today.
Thank you
I
for
hope
having me.
oh, so good.
I'm glad I didn't cry talking about my dad
I thought you
because
were going to, but that would have been fine.
I don't hide it back.
You shouldn't.
No,
You
no.
shouldn't. You
I
shouldn't. Real
love that
men
man.
cry.
I
Yeah.
love that man, and I'll shed tears probably for the rest of my life
You
for
will.
him.
I can't listen to Cher or Elvis without crying thinking of my dad. You'll always cry thinking of him. Russell will
Old
always
rock
cry.
and roll man.
Yeah.
Speaking, I know we're trying to wrap this
No, it's
up,
all
but
good. What's up?
I never thought I'd cry over Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne songs. But
Dude!
my dad introduced me to Black Sabbath when I was a little kid, and you know, he didn't like Ozzy solo stuff, but he loved Black Sabbath,
Man.
and I, the CDs and stuff that he had left, I brought to the house, and he had his favorite Black Sabbath CD was still in there, and I shed a lot of tears. To we sold our soul for rock and roll, man, and
Yeah, this Aussie thing is hard, right? Like,
it's it wouldn't be so hard if my dad just didn't die. It
got
would
it.
suck. It would suck
For
for sure
sure.
because there's not a part of my life that there's not an Aussie soundtrack to it.
Yeah,
For my entire life, man.
yeah.
From Black Sabbath all the way till the end, and it's I want to watch the Back to the Beginning stuff, but for the last couple of years, his he's hard to watch. And then after my dad died, I see my dad there,
What do
like
they have in common?
just how frail they are,
Yeah, I
and you
know.
can see the struggle. Like my dad fought like his last 48 hours were rough. That
Really.
man, he fought tooth and nail. He did not want to go. He did not want to go.
Were you with him? Mm,
hmm
that's
And when I see little video glimpses of Ozzy strapped to that chair and him trying to be Ozzy, he's fighting.
yeah.
It flashes me back to they both. I mean, very similar. I mean, if Ozzy wouldn't dye his hair, he'd look like my dad. They had the same. My dad never cut his hair
Yeah.
after he got out of the Navy in 1981. Like his hair was as long as yours.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And
Except his was probably real, but that's okay.
yeah, but yeah, it's
Now this Aussie thing has got me pretty shook up too. It's crazy. Like, have you ever cried over another star?
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash?
When Billy Gibbons goes from ZZ Top, that'll be a hard one for
Well,
me.
if I when and you're gonna make fun of me, and here we go. This will be the wrap right here. You making fun of me because you're a dick. But if I'm crying over Ozzy this hardcore, I can't listen to his music yet. Can you imagine what I'm gonna be like when Slash goes in 100 years?
Well, I mean, I think he's going to outlive all of us. So
I don't know. Keith Richards is up there, dude. I mean, it's gonna be. Well, we need to bubble wrap him and Willie. I think everybody knows that. But I'm gonna put Slash up there because he's not old by any means. But God, anything can happen.
none of us are promised tomorrow.
That is a fact. That is a
So be
fact.
good with today.
Well, yeah, I like that. And that's what we're gonna end it on.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure, dude, for real.